fascinating. Ron, Christy, great to have you on as always. Thank you very much for being part of our panel. Jenny Kleeman, thank you too, journalist and broadcaster. Thank you both. Great fun. As always, plenty more on the website. Do check out the latest on all the stories that we've been covering here on The Context. If you are online, get me on social media. I'm at L Vaughan Jones. I'm Lewis Vaughan Jones, and this is BBC News. Bye-bye.
I'm Helena Humphrey in Washington, and this is BBC World News America. The Republican-controlled House of Representatives opens a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. Thousands are dead and thousands more are missing as Libya deals with the aftermath of a relentless storm surge. And opening arguments take place between the US government and one of the world's largest tech companies. Welcome to World News America. We start in Washington, where the US House of Representatives has announced that it will open an impeachment inquiry into US President Joe Biden. Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, says that the inquiry will focus on, quote, allegations of abuse of power, obstruction and corruption. Now, this comes after months of investigations into the president, which have found no concrete evidence of misconduct. Now, at the heart of this inquiry is President Biden's son, Hunter. Many Republicans have questioned Hunter Biden's business dealings, and he's currently under federal investigation for possible tax crimes related to his foreign business interests. Now, those leading this impeachment inquiry question President Biden's knowledge of his son's potential crimes. And Speaker Kevin McCarthy said that these allegations facing the Biden family, quote, paint a picture of corruption. Well, with me now is our correspondent, Anthony Zerka. Great to have you with us on this topic, Anthony. Firstly, to begin with, how did all of this come about? Our correspondent there, Anthony, putting it all into perspective for us. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Well, earlier, my colleague Katrina Perry spoke to Senator Chris Coons, a close ally of President Biden, on the announcement.
Senator Chris Coons, thank you for joining us. If I can just start with the breaking news today that Speaker McCarthy has announced that he's launching an impeachment inquiry into President Biden without holding a vote. What's your response to that?
Well, as Katrina just discussed with Senator Chris Coons there, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un arrived in Russia on Tuesday, travelling in an armoured train for talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Footage released by a Russian regional governor show Mr. Kim meeting with Kremlin officials, and this is Kim's 8th trip outside his country in some 12 years in power. He's also stepped across the demilitarised zone between North and South Korea twice. And during this visit to Russia, Mr. Kim is expected to seek economic aid and military technology for North Korea. US officials also warned that the North Korean and Russian leaders were likely to discuss providing weapons for the war in Ukraine, a move that the US and its allies have expressed deep concern over. Well, in Libya, devastating floods have left thousands dead and thousands more still missing. And pictures coming out of the country show scenes of devastation from the past few days. Authorities say that more than 2,300 people are dead. Well, the major floods were triggered by Storm Daniel, which hit the North African nation on Sunday and perhaps hit the hardest the port city of Derna. You can see the aftermath here. Floods there caused 2 dams to collapse, which sent a tsunami-like surge of water hurtling into the city. Authorities say that in Derna alone, 1,500 people are dead. Now the focus shifts to disaster response efforts, and the BBC's Anna Foster has more on those efforts and how political conflict in Libya is complicating things. Now, with recovery efforts underway in Libya, just a couple thousand kilometres away, the nation of Morocco is recovering from a natural disaster of its own after a powerful earthquake caused widespread devastation. Moroccan state television reports that 2,900 people have died from the quake. Another 5,500 were injured. Now, the 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck the high Atlas Mountains late on Friday. The major focus is now aid, and the Moroccan government is facing some criticism. They accepted help from Spain, Britain, the United Arab Emirates and Qatar. It has not, however, taken up offers from Italy, Belgium, France and Germany. Now, Germany said it did not think that the decision was political, while Italy said that Morocco had chosen to receive aid only from countries with which it had close relations. Court is in session for one of the biggest tech giants in the world, Google. The US government is suing Google, claiming that it is abusing its power as a monopoly to dominate the search engine industry. During opening arguments on Tuesday, prosecutors argued that Google has weaponized exclusive deals with companies like Apple and Samsung to stifle the competition. Now, the defense says that the popularity of Google is because it is a better product than other search engines, including Microsoft's Bing search engine. Now, the last time the US government brought a major monopoly case to trial was in 1998 against Microsoft over claims that the company illegally grouped its products in a way that stifled competition and compelled people to use its products. Earlier, I spoke to Tim Wu, who was Special Assistant to the President for Technology and Competition Policy under the Biden administration. Well, in other tech news, the White House announced that 8 more tech companies pledged to voluntarily follow safety, security and trust standards with artificial intelligence. Tech giants like Adobe and IBM joined 6 other industry leaders who made a similar announcement back in July. As part of our conversation earlier with Senator Chris Coons, he spoke about Congress's role in those safeguards.
You have been looking and, as I say, very concerned about American citizens' data being used to train these AI generative algorithms. What kind of protections can you put in place against that happening? Okay, we'll leave it there for the moment. Senator Chris Coons, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And remember, you can find more on all the day's news on our website. Plus, to see what we're working on anytime, check us out on your favourite social media site or app. I'm Helena Humphrey. Thanks for your company on World News America. Bye for now.
Hello there. Extreme heatwave conditions